Behind me is the club. Behind me is the bar. Behind me is the fun. Behind me is the nightlife. Behind me is where we go and we turn up and we have fun and we kick it. We come out with our best jewelry on and the coolest outfits and, the nicest cars, and we're coming out here to have fun and flex and turn up. And ain't nothing wrong with turning up. Ain't nothing wrong with drinking. I only do it on the weekends. Ain't nothing wrong with just going out there in my sexiest outfit, get some attention and dancing, and ain't nothing wrong with it. This is what the world says. This is what we see, right? Let me give you some discernment. And the Bible says we don't wrestle against our flesh alone. We wrestle against a spiritual realm in which we don't see. So oftentimes when we are in a world that we live in, we typically, if we don't have the discernment and the wisdom, we only see the physical realm. We only see what's in front of us, but we don't see the discernment in it. So when we go to the club and the bar, what you don't see behind closed doors is the person that started off going to the club as fun. The person that started off going to the club as something to do with their friends, right? Then you start going to the club and they said, hey, you got to drink. That's what you do. You drink. I remember somebody told me, I didn't understand. He used to like, before I go in there, I got to get drunk. And I was like, how do you have to get drunk? Like, it shouldn't it just be fun enough to just go and have fun and be around people? It's like, nah, man, I got to get drunk. So now you got to get drunk, and some people have to smoke weed, and then you go there and you're in an environment where people are prowling. It's like the Bible say, Satan is prowling around like a lion. People are prowling and they watching. What are they watching for? What are they prowling for? They looking at the girls that's in the sexy outfit, and, who they can take home, who's getting drunk and who's high. What person can be a company to somebody else? You need some weed, you need some drink. Hey, you trying to go back to the club? You trying to go back to the hotel room? You trying to go back here? The women, they looking for the ballers. They looking for the dudes that's going to buy them some drinks, and they looking for, they looking for something. Everybody's looking for something. Everybody's trying to get over on somebody. Everybody's trying to have a transactional exchange. Everybody's trying to do something for something and for a little bit of change or for some pleasure. Why is it that you have to actually take a substance or you have to drink something to the point that you have to be out of your body, out of your mind to actually enjoy what's going on? You ever thought about that? Why do you actually have to sin to actually have fun? And then after a while, when you do this stuff, it actually becomes really boring, like really null and void. Like it becomes really like, why am I here? And it says in the time of the end, people will be drinking and partying their life away, and they won't even see the signs of the end because they will be in the process of numbing. They'll be in the process of having fun, and they'll be in the process of turning up. They'll be in the process of, this, and won't even see all the signs. They won't even see all the things that's happening before them because they'll be numbing themselves. And you got to ask yourself, have you been in this loop for too long? Has it produced any fruit in your life? You've been doing it your way for so long, but does it really work for you? Is it even really fun anymore? Before it started off fun going to the club and turning up, but now you develop insecurities because if I don't have a bottle, and if I don't have the jewelry, and if I don't have a grill, and if I'm not drunk, and if I ain't got the weed, and if I ain't got the nice car, and if I ain't got, and it just keeps adding on and keep adding on. And for the women, if I don't have the sexiest body, and if my girls ain't sexy, and if my hair ain't done all 24/7, 7 days a week, and if I'm not bad, and I'm just like these ninjas out here, it just keeps going. It just keeps adding to those insecurities. It just keeps adding, more and more and taking away from you. You keep chasing that carrot. You keep just chasing these ideologies of, when I do this, then I'll be enough and blah, 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 blah. And then you create these fake mindsets and these fake narratives because at the club, you can be whoever you want to be. At the club, if you the owner of that building, if you were the CEO, I could sell a lie at the club very easily. And some people have gotten into these identities and these characters that they build up. You forgot that that's not you. That's you when you come down here, you like Batman and Superman. You take off your outfit from work and you come down here and you put some chains on a nice outfit and now you Petey Pablo, you Pablo Escobar, you know what I mean? You Kevin Gates, you know what I mean? You Luca Brasi. No. You work at Publix. You a software engineer. Your parent, you a PK. You wasn't raised like that. But back to this club thing. Back to this bar thing. So, you ever notice that because of who you are, you're an intelligent person, you're a smart person, you actually like to have conversations, but your friends and the people that you hang with can't really hang with you on that level. And so in order for you to have any social life or friendship life, that you actually have to dumb yourself down. You actually have to invite spirits in your life to actually be on a level for you to even tolerate them. So you gotta drink and you gotta smoke. So you gotta come down to their level just so y'all can be on the same level, because otherwise y'all really wouldn't have nothing in common, or you wouldn't even really hang with that person. Same thing for a lot of relationships out there. You wouldn't even be in a relationship with that person if you didn't do that substance, or if you didn't drink that drink or pop that pill. But you have to lower yourself down to be with these people. That's what a lot of people do. They gotta lower themselves down from who they are, from their goals and the things they would want to do in their life, to go to the club, to be around a whole bunch of other people that's just being led by spirits. There's so many simple things out here. You don't even realize that you got the lust, right? You got the lusting. That's actually a sin. And then you put on clothes to be provocative and to persuade, and people just doing this all day. Men just doing this. Women doing this, breaking their neck. You see girls cleavage and everything. They don't even hide it anymore. You got, it's just so, and then you got people that are taking substances, and you allowing spirits to come in and take over your body through the substances that you're doing. Because they're disembodied spirits, so they have to live. They have to wait for you to give them spiritual access, so they can take over your body, so they can have fun, so they can turn up. That's why you don't remember what happened the night before. That's why you waking up and you got bruises and scrapes, and that's why you done got beat up and hurt and da. You coming back to your body like what? Anxiety and stressed out, and what happened and how did this happen? See, this life, it really ain't fun. They try to make it seem like that it's fun, but then you go to the club and everybody's smoking heavy, everybody drinking heavy, and everybody's scared to be themselves. Being cool is sitting around staring at everybody else, bobbing their head, trying to look the coolest, standing still. And then you got people that come down here that's going through things in their relationships, or they come down here to cheat, or they come down here to be disloyal, or have one night of fun, one night of sin. Some people, they whole life is this. Before they had goals and ambitions and dreams and goals and this and that. Now it's just they wake up at night, go to the club, get drunk, and do it all over again every single day. What happened? It's not cool no more, and honestly, it was never cool. You're just so used to doing it probably by now that this is what you just know. You gotta break that. You gotta break that cycle. You gotta understand this is Satan's playground. Most of the time when you do go out, you don't even get what you're looking for. You don't find that relationship that you're looking for. You don't find that one night stand that you're looking for. I tell you, going out is kind of like your first drug. You're chasing your first high. You go out and say the first time you do, or the first couple times you do, you go out, you have a good time, you drink, you meet some cool girls, you meet some cool guys, you might get laid, have great sex, blah, 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 blah. And then now from then on, you're chasing that high. You're trying to make you create that every time you go out. I see people all the time. They walking around here stumbling and drunk. Go out and don't get drunk. Walk around and go to the club and don't get drunk. Walk around and just look at people. Just stare. Just observe. And I guarantee you, you will have a whole different mindset about the environment that you will go to willingly. This is Satan's playground. He liked to play. See, Satan plays the long game. He's trying to hook you. He wants to slowly pull you into the street so you can get hit. He doesn't do it overnight. Some people he does. Some people he don't. A lot of people he plays the long game. See, before you start going out, you wasn't smoking. Before you start going out, you wasn't drinking. Before you start going out, you wasn't drinking, smoking, and driving. Before you went out, you didn't have all these soul ties on you. You didn't have these connections to these people that's doing the same thing that you do. See, you over time, you started to adapt and change and be influenced by people that was influenced by somebody else. And so now you think that this is normal. You think it's normal to cheat. You think it's normal to lie. You think it's normal to get all over on people. You think it's normal to be cold-hearted. You think it's normal to live this life because everybody else is doing it. It's not. That was the trick right there. So now you got insecurities. You don't believe in relationships no more. You don't have a relationship with God because you're around a whole bunch of fools that are drunk and high. So their ideologies ain't even coming from a real place, a sacred place. It's coming from a real tainted and drug influence or alcohol influence place. And it just makes sense to them. This is not it. This is where your dreams go to die. This is where a lot of people have died. This is where a lot of relationships will die. This is where a lot of relationships have died. You started going to the club, trying to spice up the relationship. Now you doing threesomes. Now you ain't doing threesomes no more. You bisexual now. You just experimenting on your own. You got a relationship. You got a relationship with somebody outside the person you was with. And it just started off as something innocent. A lot of people have lost their relationship because they have introduced Satan right in their home. You just allow Satan right in their back door. And he started off small. He started off with friends. He started off with a little drink. He started off with a little weed. And then it progressively got to a point where it's just like, what? How did we get here? Now this is your new normal. That's how Satan do. He plays the long game. So now you got to ask yourself, how can I get back to me? How can I just get back to a basis of what's real? Your relationship with God has to be activated. You're going to have to start praying. You're going to have to start cutting those people off. You're going to have to stop putting yourself in environments that is, Satan's playground. You're going to have to stop doing a lot of the things that you were doing because they don't work no more. You're going to have to be honest with yourself. You're going to have to stop lying to yourself. You're going to have to stop numbing. You're going to actually have to start trying. And you're going to actually have to be realistic with yourself and say, this does not work for me no more. I don't want this to be my life. This does not fulfill me no more. This is not what I want. I want to stop faking and I want to be real. I want to be real with myself. I want to be a better parent. I want to be a better person. I want a real relationship. God, I need you. Because the life I'm living is not working.